Hi, I'm coming to you today with a quick update, and part of the reason it needs to be quick is because I'm having power problems with my computer. Part of the reason for this fundraiser is that I'm working with outdated equipment, and tomorrow I have an appointment to go in and get it looked at. Hopefully we can resolve the power issue, but in the meantime, I want to give you a quick update before my battery goes dead. So we didn't quite make the $1,000 goal that I was hoping for with the last update, but we got close. We are at 18 backers right now and have raised $946. This again is an all or nothing fundraiser, so if we don't make the whole amount, nothing gets funded. So please contribute, help me upgrade the equipment so I can make this a beautiful, beautiful offering, Peace and Horses. And today, Jenna and I are going to talk about peace literacy, what it is and why it's important. So here you go. So today we are going to talk about peace and peace literacy and how that fits in with what we're exploring, how that applies to what we're learning with horses, with our other animal relations, and with our human relations. So I always like to start by going back to the definition so that we know that we're talking about the same thing. And in talking about peace, there's really two aspects of it. One is the state of being free from disturbance, this inner tranquility. So that talks about more personal inner peace. And then the other piece is the state where there's no war or war has ended. And that talks more about the organized violence. You know, this isn't personal violence. This is when we feel like we need to use violence in the form of war as opposed to peaceful solutions to whatever's going on. And I think the two are related, for sure. I mean, the outer war is a reflection of our inner war. So a lot of what we're going to be doing is focusing on the inner part of it, but then also projecting out and coming up with the strategy of seeing how that inner peace can lead to larger peace, the end of war. That's really what we're looking for here. So we both met at a peace literacy training, and that was phenomenal, led by Paul Chappell, who's now in Southern California. And he has a very structured way of talking about what peace literacy is. So I would love it if you give an introduction of peace literacy as Paul has explored it, and then we'll talk about how we are shaping our work to be in alignment with this kind of structure.
Yes, peace literacy is a model by Paul Chappell where he describes the need to develop peace skills in order to become literate in peace. He uses the analogy of literacy in reading, writing, and math in ancient Greece, saying that there was a time in those civilizations that they did not have literacy in those skills. They were pre-literate. They had very far back illiteracy, and then a few people learned reading, learned how to write, learned math. But the society in general was still pre-literate. So it was through the people who had the skills teaching others how to read, how to do math, how to write, using the basics and then getting more sophisticated, that literacy in those skills spread. And so we need the same with peace. We need to learn the basic building blocks and then escalate our ability to apply peace skills in the more complex situations by learning these things from other people who know how to be peaceful if we want to develop literacy in peace as a society.
Right, so just like people train to go to war, we're saying, hey, you need to train to go to peace. We need to train to go to peace.
Right.
It is skills. They are skills that we need to learn. And, you know, I love the model of thinking about it as analogous to literacy. Because there was a time when you would go, you know, say in ancient Greece, you'd say, oh, you guys are illiterate, you know, you don't even know how to do this, that, or the other. They would say, well, why do we need that? You know, we've gone long without it. But then once that shift happened, now it's like, it's so pervasive that of course we learn literacy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting to think that we might be pre-literate in peace.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that Paul talked about, that he did a lot of research into himself, is that that idea that humans are naturally violent. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people use this as an argument to say that, well, we'll never have peace because humans are naturally violent.
Mm-hmm.
But really, it's not true. If we were naturally violent, then when we went to war, when we were in conflict, when we were fighting, that would mean that we would be getting mentally healthier.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not. That's where PTSD comes from. That's where all sorts of mental traumas come from, is when we're engaging in violence, because it's not a natural human thing. Whereas the opposite, kindness and compassion, nobody gets traumatized by that. That's how you heal. So that's really, to me, that hit home, as we're not naturally violent. If we were, violence would make us stronger and better. But no, it makes us more fearful and more closed off and more, worried about engaging in the future because of our traumatic experiences in the past. So yes, we need peace literacy, and in a lot of different areas in our life.
Yeah, I think that that's such a good window into understanding what we yearn for, because we know that we're hurt by violence, we're hurt by conflict. We also know how much we long for those states of ease and harmony, and for the beauty of life to be really leading. And so as we develop skills in peace, then that's what we get more of. It makes us happier. And like you said, it makes us more likely to want to engage, more likely to want to be with one another. And that's such a fundamental human need, that belonging, that sense of connection, the purpose and community, the meaning that we can have in our lives from participating with one another. And that's some of the peace literacy model that Paul Chappell has as well. That those are basic human needs.